Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 148 of the KBMOD podcast with special guest Jimmy the Whiz Kid is here. Has anyone ever called you that before?
No one has ever.
Whizzy Whiz Kid?
The Whizzy Whiz, man. It's like whizzy right past you. Anyway.
Could you do that again for...
No, I can't.
Welcome to our
Savage
morning
from The
radio
Wizard?
show.
Yeah, it's good to have Jimmy here. Longtime friend of the cast and all of us, and CS guru, and good to see him in game development. We'll be talking with him a little bit. It is all you fuckers want the date every week. It is July 6th, 2014, a Sunday for all you listeners who weren't with us live for the cast. And what's been? Oh, Blue Mics, thank you. I love how everyone just helps me now in the chat. I just read as they tell me what to do.
Chat's got your back.
We are indeed sponsored by Blue Microphones. The best microphone in existence since 1903 is actually their official slogan. So, which is incredible when you consider the technology, how it's improved.
I remember the USB drives in 1903. Those
They were really, really rough.
They were
Yeah,
huge. That was
they're
one thing. The
massive.
tech is
You had to have
really
two
Everybody was
forces to
doing their
carry it.
commentaries and...
Yeah, Nick would be like, come over for a commentary. It'd be a 4 or 5 day affair.
Yeah,
It's
in
like,
the early 1900s, I remember that because I'm like...
I'll never remember the day when there were tons of Call of Duty commentaries on the Battle of the Rhine, and it just blew up that day. And I was like, I'm not going to do it.
It was
I'm not
incredible.
doing
Remember
this
back
for
then when
views.
Wings was a red coat and he wasn't a red coat? Yeah, it's crazy. But, all right, let's stop what I'm talking about and talk a little bit about what we've been doing this week. Lately, I've been asking people if there's anything before we get into the whole gaming thing. We are a little late this week because we had some technical issues. Brandon's hosting the cast. But anything fun happened in any of our nerd lives before we move on to the games?
So we had planned on having a 4th of July party, but instead we all just sat in my living room and watched fucking Rainad stream Hearthstone for like 4 hours.
Really?
Drunk or sober? Like, how did that work out?
We were a lot of things, yeah. But we were mostly just watching Rainad stream Hearthstone.
It's a pretty good 4th, you could say.
It was good.
That's not too bad. That's pretty
I
American.
think everybody rotated between passing out on my couch for an hour, and we just watched Rainad. It was good.
That's good. Anyone else? Last week, Brandon, if we remember, he went
Did
to
you go
a
to any
flea
other
market.
flea markets?
So maybe
I did not.
I went fishing. I went fishing today as well.
Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. That's what I'm talking
Better than
about.
a flea market.
It's true.
No, let's not shit on Brandon's flea market experience.
When
Brandon was trying
one
to
of
bring
you
us
comes
something.
up here, I'm going to take you to that flea market, and you're going to be
Fuck no,
surprised
you won't.
too.
I will kill myself.
He will kidnap you.
I did get to. This is for the viewers as well. I did get to tour what will probably be our Extra Life LAN venue this year.
I'm saying that.
Unfortunately, we can't really expand it beyond inviting people to come. But we thought for a minute we were going to get quite a big boost in space, but didn't end up working out. But it's going to be a lot better than Bob's Basement. So it should be pretty awesome. So it's in downtown Pittsburgh. So
That's good. Yeah, I'm excited for that. That'll be nice this year to get. I mean, but God bless Bob for supplying his basement to us. But I mean, at this point, I think a outhouse gas station bathroom or whatever combination of what would be better. Yeah. So it's an outhouse gas station. Didn't have the space to put the bathroom in.
Which one's the outhouse? The gas station?
I'm gonna, Are you getting gas at the outhouse?
Right,
Or does the gas station have an outhouse? I would like to think it's the first one.
I honestly am not sure. I don't know. All right. But game-wise, Jimmy, did you have anything you want to?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to autocross for the first time yesterday, dude. I took my car out and scared the shit out of course workers because I've never done autocross in my life. So I was doing like 55 miles an hour and actually put my car in a drift with a guy standing in front of me. And it was probably the most entertaining thing I've done in years. Just like accidentally threatening people's lives throughout a race course. It's a lot of fun.
Is that your car on your desktop?
No, I wish that was my car.
That's your dream car.
I wish, yeah. Well, I have that car, but it doesn't look like
See,
that.
can we talk about what's really important? Are you fucking 12? You still have pictures of cars
What
that you
the
want
fuck?
as your desktop background.
God.
Shots fired.
It's the car that I own, man. Come on, same
Let's
color.
not
It's just
get
a little different, okay? All right? Jesus Christ.
Shots, bang.
For the audio
We're gonna
listeners, I
fight.
think that's a
We're done.
350Z on your desktop.
370, thank you very
370.
much.
I mean, at least it's not like a Civic or something as a top
That's true.
It's
In the
a
realm of car
1997.
pictures, in the realm of car picture desktop wallpapers, you could do a lot worse.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
go
yeah.
take a
Yeah.
picture of my car with my phone, and it's gonna be a
Mine is
2005
actually-
Civic sedan with
My
car seats
background
in
is
the
a
back.
Dodge Caravan. So
So you took
well,
your
that's
car
good.
to autocross?
So
Yes, I did.
Cool.
It was fun. It was good. Sorry, I'm trying to do something.
No,
It's
that's
much more
fine.
important than this podcast right now.
yeah, no, that's no
There we
one else
go.
ever pays attention.
Yep.
to
Most of
it.
this
There we
cast
go.
knows
There
that
we
feeling.
All right, but yeah, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. Let's start off with Brandon, who's hosting the cast for us. And
It's
you're
funny
over
that
at
you
the
start
lunch.
off with me because this is actually one of the most varied weeks of gaming I've had in a
Oh.
long time.
Do tell.
So I played through Transistor, which I talked about a little bit last week, but it's good. It's not as good as Bastion. I don't think it's in any way as good as Bastion, but that was a really high bar to live up to, and I think
Yeah,
it's
I was
like
gonna
probably still good. Like if you like Bastion, I think you'll still like it. I thought it was really interesting, but I like just fun factor. I didn't think it was as good. I felt like towards the end there, I was like just finishing it because I wanted to finish it. But anyway, I finished that. I played a little bit of Shovel Knight, which is really cool.
Excellent.
And I know Blacklight loves that, and a lot of
Thank
people
God
love that.
Blah's not here to just gargle that game's cock
Gonna be
out like
so
for
mad
20
when
minutes.
It's so good right now.
Yeah, Shovel Knight's really
I have
cool.
it's like he doesn't live 500 yards away, and there's not a computer here for him to use.
Wow. Called out.
out.
Called the fuck out. God bless you.
So, yeah, so Shovel Knight, I've only played, an hour or so of it, but it looks cool so far. I started playing, I don't know how far I am, but I got a good portion of the way through the Swapper, which is
God,
an
that
excellent
game
game that I definitely should have played before now, but I finally got around to it. And
Is that the side scroller one?
Yeah,
it's
it was all
it's like
done
a
in
side-scrolling
Claymation.
puzzler.
Spy? Okay. Yeah, I think I played some.
We were
The-
real hype on it after
The
PAX
puzzles
last
the
year.
puzzles are really cool, and I actually stopped at like the first puzzle that has really given me trouble, and it was like 3 a.m. last night, so I stopped and I need to just come back to it fresh. But like the puzzles through, I'm guessing I'm like through more than half of the game if I had to guess, and the first half of the puzzles, like they're not that hard, a lot of them. So, but I think the difficulty curve ramps up pretty well to the point where just now, like I think the puzzles might start getting frustrating. Anyway, so those are the 3 like newish games that I played. I played a little bit of CS:GO yesterday on Dan's marathon stream, and then still playing Hearthstone and ARAMs. Trying to play Hearthstone right now is I'm just like biding my time. Like Nax just needs to come out
Yeah.
right now.
I'm with you there.
And every day that Nax doesn't come out is a day that I just feel like I'm wasting time when I play Hearthstone because the game is going to change so much. So that's me
Nice.
for the week.
All right. Yeah, that was a pretty very week. I was going to say, Dan, we'll go next because you streamed for an incredibly long amount of time. So I'm guessing you went through a bunch of games, or
Well, this week I started up this. I'm going to stream every day in July, and I got gifted, like at the beginning of the Steam sale, people gifted me like 35 mostly terrible games. So I've been working my way through. What do we beat? We beat Freddy Fish 5, The Curse of Crystal Cove,
Of course.
last week.
The classic Spike TV's game of the year.
Which is a point-and-click game meant for like 6-year-olds. And I failed many puzzles in. I don't know what that says about me, but we played that. I tried to play Duke Nukem, but it broke my mouse completely. I wanted to play Duke
yeah, I saw
Nukem
your
forever,
tweets
the
about how
whole
you couldn't
thing.
use
but-
it at all.
Yeah, so you got in the game, mouse look didn't work. I could do everything else in the game, but mouse look didn't work. And then I was like, well, my mouse was working fine in Windows, so I would alt tab out and I could move my mouse fine. Alt tab back in, it was broken. So I closed Duke Nukem, opened another game. I forget which game it was, but it was also broken in there, like after playing Duke Nukem. So I was like, what the hell? And then it worked in COD 4. Who knows why? But then I had to restart just to get it back in the other game I was trying to play. So I didn't end up playing Duke Nukem. I did, however, play Aliens Colonial Marines this week. and
Best game.
words really do fail to describe
You played it? You actually played it?
how bad it is. And it's not bad as in it would have been a fun like blow up some aliens game if it wasn't so damn broken.
Yeah.
But literally everything is broken. The AI at one point I had gone in a room and everything is AI triggered, just like any other game. You know, you walk forward and like event happens or whatever, you know, in a single player FPS, or enemies pop out when you get to a certain point, whatever. Usually it's seamless. You don't notice these triggers. In that game, it's all about those triggers and how poorly they were done. So at one point I had just decided I'm just going to run through this section. I'm not going to kill any aliens, and I'm going to cut through the door with my laser cutter. So I did that, went through. My AI dude went through with me after dying several times to the aliens. And then he stayed in the doorway for like, I was in the next section, and he stayed in the doorway for like 5 minutes. He just sat there.
This is the game with the famous GIF on Reddit, right? The one,
Yeah.
with the aliens.
I think there's
just
more
walking
than one
away.
famous GIF.
Yeah.
There's many.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I mean, Sark and I played the first 2 hours, and I can't. How far did you get?
I got an hour in before I was
Okay.
just like, I can't do this
it's-
anymore.
It's so bad.
It's so bad that it's not. You can't even like. You get to a point where you can't even laugh at it anymore. It's just
Like I was
Yeah.
out of jokes essentially after an hour. It's just
Yeah,
like
it's not
so.
bad.
So I left him in the door, right, and went to get the next trigger. Well, the next trigger wouldn't happen because we didn't do the triggers in the previous hall, technically. So like, but this was every place in the game. You could break this game at any point you wanted just by running forward. You could break the game. And so there's a whole 5-minute clip that I'll put up on YouTube this week of this dude just standing in the doorway, and then me coming back and him just teleporting out of the game. He just fucking pieced. He's like, this game is shit too. The AI is aware. He's just like, I'm out.
It's immersion AI right there.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm done with this as well. So I played that, and then right immediately after that, I played Barbie's Dreamhouse Party. And
Oh God, I've played that one too. This is weird.
I
I've
beat
played
the
some of
whole
that, too.
game.
No,
Yeah.
that's the one with
Was
the
that
really
good? Was it
horrible.
good?
It's just Mario
Mini
Party
games.
with Barbie, to be completely
Yeah.
honest. It's
Very,
like-
but they're like cleaning activities, like they
Yeah,
clean the
it's
kitchen.
like
It's very
really-
sexist.
you have to throw cogs in a hole to fix a washing machine.
Terrible.
That's how you fix a washing machine.
You have to, and before you can do a mini game in each room, you have to collect various items like purses or shoes and put them on pedestals. And these idiot AI
Just
girls,
as every woman in the world does.
yeah, I
Puts
mean,
their shoes on
Yeah.
pedestals.
I am the shit at doing makeup. Super good at that. I'm super good at washing cats. Like amazing
Oh,
at washing
yeah, I
cats.
remember
Just
that.
destroyed those other girls. Like it wasn't even a fucking competition. I'm the shit at accessorizing as well. So if you need any accessory tips, I can match like a motherfucker. Apparently, I
I'm
ended
just
up
glad there's a
winning.
game out there to teach our upcoming ladies about their place.
What I want you to think about, we're going to talk about this game in a little bit, but No Man's Sky has a 6-man team on it. This Barbie game has at least 75 people helped to make this Barbie game. Like,
And you can tell that all 75 people could
Yeah.
greatly.
everybody contributed. What else did I play? I did play what is now the worst game I've ever played, and that is Dark. It was a vampire. It was Assassin's Creed, but with vampires. Okay, is basically what it is. It got tons and tons of hype. Like I think it might have been 2 years ago now, but it might have been a 2013 game. But it got tons and tons of hype. Like it had a lot of. I don't know if it had a lot of money behind it, but it had a lot of pub. And man, there's no turning animations for your character. So like you're in third person, and he just snaps. He just snaps
Nice.
everywhere. It is the worst game I've ever played, far and away. I couldn't even make jokes about it. It was so bad. Like I couldn't. We only got through an hour of it because it was so poor. So I played all those this week. I also played some CS:GO, and I got that new operation thingy, and I don't know. That I really just played weird stuff this week. That's about it. and a lot of Hearthstone today. But yeah, Barbie's Dreamhouse Party though, and that's the highlight of your week. Shit's gone. You've played some bad games. Oh, I played a bunch of Cabela's too this week.
That's a good game.
But
though.
that
That's a
game's
dope
actually
ass
pretty
game.
good. Yeah, that game's actually pretty good. So, but yeah, Dark is the. If you can get Dark for $3 on a Steam sale, I feel like you should, just so you can experience what a bad game really is. Like it is. I couldn't even make fun of that thing. So that was my week. That was about it.
Nice. All right. Nick, we'll do Jimmy last because then we can go into actually talking to Jimmy about stuff that matters and not ourselves.
Smite as usual, more Assassin's Creed 4. And then this morning I played probably my game of the year. It's Adam Sandler Dating Simulator.
What?
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 That's not real.
Yep, it's on my YouTube channel.
No, it's not. Did
Yep.
you really? Oh, I
Yep.
still no.
Holy shit.
Adam Sandler dating sim.
This is what?
Holy shit.
I'm getting into this game early because this is a Tumblr creation, and like I'm waiting for PewDiePie to drop this. Like it's gonna happen. Like I'm calling
You
it.
were on the forefront, dude.
Like I put this video out. Actually, some other people put it out too. But yeah, apparently it's from Tumblr, and
Oh
you
my
you
God.
try and date Adam Sandler, and then David Spade comes up and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna beat you up." And then Rob Schneider appears, and then you just try and date Adam Sandler, and
Wow. It
That's-
is indeed. If you're listening, go to Nick's channel. The video's on there.
but
I'm
all and the
kidding.
best part is all the backgrounds are like anime backgrounds. So it's just
my
like Adam Sandler like cut off. He has like no arms. It's just like a JPEG of Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it looks like
That's that.
Yeah, they look like
Sounds
paparazzi.
awful.
They're actually paparazzi photos. They're not even. Oh man.
I just
Yeah,
found the
and
link
that's
to
that.
this on a Tumblr called GayDicks420.
That sounds about right.
That's one of Nick's many Tumblr accounts.
I think the Tumblr I got it off of was like Shrek Love 420 or something like that. So
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
That's incredible. All right, John. What about you?
I don't want to talk about it.
No. Okay.
What happened?
What happened?
I've played so much.
Oh, you
League
just
of-
played tons of League. I know. I saw that. I saw you pop on my friends list. I was all
God
excited.
damn.
Yeah, dude.
It's been bad. Well, the goal is here's the plan. So Ernie plays a lot of League of Legends. Okay,
Yeah.
Ernie's very much into it. He's on the grind, you could call it. So my goal, and Ernie's been platinum for quite some time as well. So I'm being carried to diamond. So I'm going to get to diamond, and then I'm going to go to a jewelry store and purchase an actual 1-carat diamond and leave it on Ernie's desk.
Wow. Just
It's-
because, or
Yes, it's a $1,000 ruse.
okay. Nice.
Damn.
This is quite a plan. That's gonna take. You're gonna have to. Are you gonna continue this grind? So what? This last week though has just been all League, pretty much for you.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, it
Nice.
feels like everybody's stopped playing WildStar, so I'm just going to play Warlords, it seems like. I'm actually playing WildStar right now,
Yeah.
but it feels like everybody's just going to play Warlords.
Dude, I should have mentioned that. I can't do it. The leveling's so bad. It's
Yeah,
so
I'm starting
bad.
to get that feeling at level
It's
30.
so bad. I really want to get to the end game, but
Is it just grindy or what?
it's like classic WoW. Have you ever played classic
Yeah.
World of Warcraft? It's that pacing. So I feel like in 10 years they didn't learn anything, even
but
though they
isn't,
tried.
isn't
to.
that what you would want out of that?
No, I want WoW questing now. I want WoW endgame
the way
from
Dan
then.
said that. I want WoW questing, and I want it
And I want it now.
Called JG.
JG went.
877.
No, I want the WoW endgame from Classic or TBC, but I want the WoW questing now because it's super good. The pacing is so bad.
It
Unless
does.
you PvP.
I feel like that's one of those hard things though, because they can never you can never make questing harder. You can only make it easier. You can only make it faster. So they if they had started out and it was too fast, like the leveling was too fast, then it just wouldn't mean anything, and they can never balance it.
Well, true. I mean, but they could. It's on the far end of grindy. Like it. If Final Fantasy
like
14.
how is it between like current day WoW and like Aeon? Where
It's
does
like
it fall in that
it's
spectrum?
closer to Aeon. It's
Yeah,
closer to Aeon.
But like I would say it's more like TBC leveling, which was slightly faster than Classic.
Okay.
Like, not horrendous, but like Wrath is when they really started to get it right with that. I think Wrath is kind of the happy medium that all MMOs should be as far as quest pace. You never felt like you were bored or you were grinding during Wrath, but you never felt like it was getting handed to you either. So, but
Do they have,
I
like,
just
an
feel
automatic
like
party system for getting like dungeons
Nope.
together.
no. Well, they
That's-
do for dungeons. Yeah, you can queue up for dungeons, but I mean,
it
like,
takes forever. The queue time is awful, no matter what you do.
there's tons of like world, like 2 or 3 man quests. You know what I mean? And it's actually kind of hard to get people to do them.
Because I feel
with
like
you.
that was one of the things that really made WoW leveling a lot more palatable was being able to queue up for dungeons at lower levels and like queue up for Scarlet Monastery runs and stuff. Because once everyone just had max level characters, it was really hard to find an actual group of people at that same level to run a dungeon with you.
Problem is the dungeons, and I like this about this game. The dungeons are pretty hard. So
Yep.
it's like,
That's the best part about it.
yeah, the dungeons are pretty hard. So doing it that way is also not that
So
efficient.
just pay a Chinese person to level you
Yeah,
to whatever
exactly.
max,
I
and then
think-
do the dungeons. You know.
I think that's where we're at.
you go.
So,
All
but
right.
Final Fantasy 14, for instance, is less grindy, and that's a pretty damn grindy game.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know.
Well, it
In
sounds
Final
like at
Fantasy
least they
15
lived up to their promise that it
Probably.
would be like a more hardcore kind of game.
Oh, it definitely is. And I've heard the end game is great. Like, I've heard no complaints about people who are level 50. I've heard no complaints from them. It's just getting.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. I'll go real quick, and then we'll go with Jimmy. Just League. Nothing to report here. Nothing new. What about you? Well, so Jimmy, you can start with what you've been playing, which like we were talking about, and then Dan will. I'll let you take away some more in-depth questions. I mean, we all have questions, I'm sure.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're gonna grill you. We're gonna grill you like a fish,
in.
man, over the
I'm
flame. Okay. Now, what you been up to game-wise?
Dude, actually, no surprise, just a ton of CS:GO. Like I've been going back and playing some Quake Live recently. They call it like PQL, the ProQL stuff. It's like CPMA was with Quake 3, sorta. So I've been playing that a lot with friends, and a shit ton of Hearthstone actually. Playing a lot of Handlock and trying to break 10.
You are.
Oh, we
dick.
should play. We should play.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, why am I a dick? The Handlock or what?
Handlock. What?
No, okay. Well, if it
Handlock's
helps,
a
I play
legit
some.
deck.
Yeah, Handlock's
Oh,
hard, man.
Handlock is a
least he's
cheese
not
deck that
playing
still
rogue.
requires a lot of decision making. So it
In
is
this
actually
meta,
a
I don't
deck.
think you can call Handlock a cheese deck. Miracle
Yeah, I
Rogue,
don't know.
Cancer
It's
Rogue,
still
Zoolock.
they're still gimmick decks regardless.
Yeah, they're still
a
gimmicky.
deck
But
based on a gimmick.
I actually usually play Priest, and that's what I'm trying to get back into right now. But Priest
Underplayed,
is still
but-
hard as shit.
It is.
For me,
It's
anyway. I
underplayed.
watch a Moz, and I'm like, look, all you have to do is rag, and then faceless the rag, and then faceless his rag, and then...
It looks so
yeah,
easy.
I know, it's not at all, whatsoever. But no, that's about it. A lot of FPS stuff and little Hearthstone.
Cool.
Cool.
Nice. Not surprised on the CS:GO, but good to
Yes.
see you
Yeah.
grinding it out.
Every once in a while, I'll jump on when Jimmy's streaming and carry him and his buddies
right.
that are higher ranked than me to victory.
That's right.
Hey, when we played the one night, it was the other way around. Jimmy kind of carried us pretty bad that night.
I was the game that I played with Jimmy. No, if you look at that YouTube video, I was the top fucking scorer on our team. You suck my
Damn.
dick.
Damn.
Look at man.
I was the top scorer. Thank you.
So mad.
Well, the only reason I do well is because teammates in the right position should make you win.
That's true. That's
Play
true.
with
And I'm
I
never
love
in
John
the
giving it
right
up, giving it up to the plebes, giving it up to the people as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Kind of.
So, you've also been working on video games.
Yes.
Some of those things. PlanetSide 2 and now H1Z1 because the world needed another zombie game.
That's right.
I had to put
That's
that
right.
out there.
That's what we decided.
So it's coming to PC, of course. It's coming to Steam Early Access. Is it on there now or is it coming soon? Looks
No,
like
it's coming soon. We
Coming
actually
soon.
said 3-5 weeks initially, which was like a really big deal for our community. Like with PlanetSide 2, we I mean, it's not like a gimmick thing. You start to see a lot of other people do it, but for us, it wasn't a gimmick. We like actually are on Reddit every day, which is horrific sometimes, but sometimes it's
Yeah,
great.
bless you.
And but we talk to the community all the time. We try to figure out what they need out of this, what they want, because we can give them all this shit. Like you see games come out now, you're like, why did they do this? Like as a player, and we try to avoid that. And then we said 3 to 5 weeks, and then we decided we need to do some more things, and now we're still working towards early access. So that was fun.
For people who don't know what this is, what is H1Z1?
It's a post-apocalyptic MMO FPS thing. So it's if you play DayZ or Rust, it's going to be in that same type of genre, but a little bit bigger, a little bit. I'm trying to think of the best word to. I guess bigger is the best way to put it. Best way to put it. A little bit deeper.
Deep,
So
it's deeper with systems that work correctly.
yes,
that are
deeper.
easier to follow. So from watching and from reading, it is a much deeper game that is easier to play. I know those two things don't make sense together, but that's really what it is.
Well, that's the dream in design, right? Is you want to play a game that doesn't frustrate you by mechanic. Like it's something that's challenging by your own merit. It's not like, how do I use this menu? Instead, you want it to be like, oh, that was really difficult to get what I needed and figure this problem out. And that's what we want to provide.
Very cool, very cool. And is it also coming out on other platforms or just PC?
Right now, we're just going to PC.
Cool.
We talked about. I mean, we are Sony, so we may see PS4.
So why am I interested in this instead of DayZ or Rust actually isn't even, in my opinion, even the same thing anymore. But now DayZ, I've played DayZ. I've played the early access, and a lot of people on here have played DayZ. Why would we play this instead?
Well, it's not really an instead thing, and I know that sounds so gimmicky and PR-y, but it's like we really seriously do feel like, and hopefully some you guys know me, like I'm not gonna sit around and try to PR the shit out of it, but we'll continue to play DayZ and Rust. Like it is going to be a different game. It'll be a different experience because there will be more people. There will be a total overall different experience. So it's just one of those things. It's free to play. Like jump on, check it out, see if you like it. We're doing a $20 early access, and we're trying to listen to the community. That's the biggest thing, is we know what we like out of survival games, and that's how we all ended up on this team, and we're trying to figure out, like, dissect what made that fun for us, and just regurgitate that and then add our own back to it, like what we really would like to see.
I do
Like,
see...
I mean,
go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like that. This is a good sentiment that you have. Like, we're trying to listen to the fans, but... Let's be real. I mean, I'm sure you guys obviously have to strike a balance. Like you can't put everything in on Reddit, but I'm sure. Like how is that balance going? Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
I am going to our H1Z1 right now. So it's rough, right? Like it's to figure out what people want and what people think they want. I know that sounds weird, but even when you're dealing with executives and stuff in the industry, it's like someone says this needs to feel like X. It's like, but why? Like why do you want it to feel that way? Is it another system that's making you think that this needs to be changed? And especially since people haven't got the game in their hands yet to actually give tangible feedback, it is difficult. But we're taking like big picture ideas and trying to use them. But stuff like, guys, we need boats for early access that I can build a house on, that I can get to the end game because I can build a spaceship and just leave Earth.
Jesus.
It's
Game over. I beat it.
I did it. So
This game was easy as fuck.
Can't believe we founded
crazy.
the moon base.
Yeah.
I had a question about some of you guys had a stream that was just like a radio feed.
Yes.
I want to know more about like who thought of that, because when I was watching that, I was like, why? I don't know why this is even interesting, but I just sat there and I was like kind of freaked out, and I just kept listening to it, and I was trying to figure out like what was even going on.
So that came out of nowhere in a good way. So the way we work a lot of the times is if you see us just pop up with a stream, it's usually because we're like, shit, we're ready, let's do it right now, and we just do something. Like it's kind of, we had a plan on how we're gonna announce the game, right? Like we went straight to Twitch instead of going to PC Gamer and all that. But we knew we were gonna do that, we just didn't know when, and Smed just kind of comes in, he's like, we're ready, we're telling the world. So we just went out and did that. And with this thing, it just got brought up. It was like, hey, you know, the whole War of the Worlds thing, like this would be cool if we had stories from this, because we do have a lot of backstory. Like what if we built some characters? And it was all live. We had improvisational actors that are friends of the studio, and some people were brought in that actually did it completely live. So it was just fun. Like, it was like, can we do this? I don't know. We just want to see what would happen.
That's awesome. I thought it was all
that was
pre-recorded, so to hear that some of that was live, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, the whole thing. Even all the distortion, everything was actually done on hardware. Like we tried
Wow.
to do it all. Yeah.
That's cool. So there seems to be, and people in chat will probably correct me if I haven't kept up with DayZ stuff, but it seems like the crafting is pretty crazy in this game. As far as you can make water collectors, you can build bases, which is a totally new type of thing, at least to this genre. Is any of that implemented? Have you played around with that? How's that working?
It's working well. We're trying to figure out a fine balance because we don't want everyone to do anything because fun, and crafting. I mean, I'm sorry, not because fun, because real. We want to do it because it's fun. Like it's actually like it's either a challenge for the player that caters to the game we're making or whatever. So crafting's been hard. Like right now, there's over 100 items in the game that you can combine and do things with, and some of them can be used in multiple recipes, and you don't just get them. They don't just arbitrarily work. You have to figure out what works with what, and yeah, it's fun. Like I'm personally not one of the crafting guys, but I find myself crafting because there is a huge group of people. I don't know if any of you guys are like this, but I couldn't care less about crafting. Like if we keep all the basic weapon stuff, as far as like a bow and arrow and spears and that sort of thing, towards the bottom of the chain, I'm just going to build that and run around massacring people. But and then one of my friends will build a base, and I'll protect his base or whatever. So yeah. It's fun. It's good. I know the crafting guys are going to love it. The guys around the office we have. If we can convince the MMO guys that are all into the crafting and the trade skills and everything to play an FPS because of the crafting, I think we have something. So
Cool. It's just that with the things like the radio feed and, for instance, base building and things, although the thing I always loved about the Telltale series, although obviously completely story driven and not, you're not actually out there surviving, but that world that they built is a great world to be in as far as the zombie apocalypse. It's a fun world to be in, and even seeing like the barricaded bases that they make in there out of grocery stores and things, I want to do that. Like that that interests me a lot more. It also was put out this week that you guys are adding dynamic weather to the whole game.
yeah.
PlanetSide 2 is getting that as well. But that should be cool. So one thing, I may have missed this somewhere, but one thing, will temperature affect your character at all? So like if it's snowing out, you want to find a jacket.
Yeah, you do. Like that's the kind of across the board thing. Is anything that we put in the game, we don't want it to just be decoration. Obviously, we need the sun and things, but realistically, if we're going to spend time on a system, it's got to do something for the player. Like we're not next gen particles that like don't do anything. Like we want like snow to affect the guy, you to get like soaking wet and have to dry off and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, I had a question in my head. Now I'm forgetting it. Also looks like you have a fully functional ecosystem in this game. So animals are going to eat your food?
Animals eat each other, your food, whatever. Yeah, that's actually been another really big thing. It's annoying as shit, right? Because it's like, oh, dude, that player stole my shit, and you spawn back in, and this wolf is chasing the only deer in the vicinity. It's like, no, I need
Will I be
that.
able to sell my meat at the auction house, or is that coming later? I really like what D3 did with that. So.
Yeah, real money auction house.
Now,
Exclusive.
versus, I have to keep comparing to DayZ because that is kind of the penultimate experience that most
Dan,
of
you
us
can't let
have
this
had.
game just breathe
Stop
and be its
it!
own thing, Dan.
Stop
Come
it, Scott.
on, man.
It's its own game, man. Come on.
Zombies in that game, at least to me, are kind of an
Secondary.
annoyance at best.
Barely even a zombie game.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
the
more
PvE
about
is so
killing
weak.
each other and scavenging. Are the zombies going to play a bigger part? Or do you guys want them in the background? What are the Zeds going to do?
I mean, like, so players have to be scared of each other at some point to actually get the right experience, right? Like, I think the biggest thing we have going for us is the psychology of the internet. Just people are insane, and it's great. And when they're anonymous behind a monitor and have a gun. But zombies will be a lot stronger. Like they're going to be faster. We actually been playing with speeds and stuff. Like we're trying to figure out if it's a bunch of zombies that like horde you, but that's kind of rough because you can just outrun them at that point. Or should it be something where they're just incredibly fast, like World War Z, which we've played with, and I think is the scariest fucking thing ever. I did it in a playtest one day. I upped their run speed to 10 meters a second, which is faster than the player sprint speed, and didn't tell anybody. And I just heard screaming across the office. So we should definitely do that. It was so much fun.
The thing is, like, I feel like if you get a zombie's attention, you should be forced to kill that zombie.
Yeah.
Because I think then you have the horror and the survival element of it, but you also have like stealthy. You have to play really stealthy as well. You can kind of like match the two different styles.
Well, then it's really awesome when you have a zombie and then another person, because then you have to deal with both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a timed thing because the zombie's coming at you. But you also got to
Yeah.
shoot a dude.
Or you're baiting them into other people, right? Like you want to bait them onto a guy and actually mean something instead of it just being like, oh, he's got to run now. Like he actually is going to be a threat.
Nice. So it is going to be free to play. Is there any information at all on what that is going to mean? As far as, are we buying clothes? Are we buying, what will microtransaction consist of?
So we want to leave hardcore alone. We don't want to give you be able to buy clothes that keep you warm and all that. We don't want to give you an advantage over someone who spent 2 weeks on their character. Like that, there's games like World of Tanks where you can go buy buffs and you can do things that will give you an advantage in a round based, and it's a very small percentage of stuff. But even in this game, if there's a 0.01% chance that someone just got an advantage of killing my character I've been progressing for 3 weeks, because it is permadeath, like you lose your shit.
Yeah.
In real life too, apparently. I've seen some people lose their shit over losing characters in the office. But yeah, so we want to sell your basics like cosmetics that don't affect anything, as well as we're looking at things like game modes. Not necessarily completely gating some features of the game, but we've talked about possibly doing where, if you want to play an arena type or you want to play against hordes, like with just some friends to see how long you last, survival modes and a little bit quicker game sessions to be able to buy into something like that. We'll see though, like that's just a discussion, not really something that's come to fruition in any systems yet. That was the other thing too, is we're also server rule sets. So we're hosting all the servers. We are an MMO company. That's why we're pretty damn good with anti-cheat, is no one can throw up our SDK and start messing with the server code and everything else and try to reverse engineer everything. We host everything, and we will be letting players vote on what server types they want and letting people buy into that as well. So if there's certain they want, they can do that.
What's the max? Well, this is probably fluid at this very moment, but what's the player count on a server?
We don't know yet. We know what we can do with PlanetSide 2. We don't know what we can do here yet. We just got to get people in. It's not going to be a count of it's not going to be a problem of the server runs like shit or anything like that. It's going to be how many players can we let on without making the world feel like you're in New York City. So I don't know. We have no idea yet.
Cool. All right, we have some questions from chat.
Oh my
here.
god.
Wait, I got a question for you.
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
There you go. Okay, Jimmy.
Yes.
All serious survival game developers climb Mount Everest. When will you be climbing Mount Everest?
Never. I won't be climbing.
Well, I don't think this game's coming out then. The one with the guy that did it, that game hasn't come out either. So I mean, you're still good. You're good.
I volunteer Smed. I hear he'll be doing something like that. It'd be great.
Use tribute for
Will
Everest.
there be? We have a question. Will there be natural disasters?
We talked about that as a way to solve the problem of which we don't have a definitive solution for yet, where people come in, they build these shacks and just leave them around. Like we can have them decay and all this if it's not worth enough to below a threshold. But I thought how sick it would be if we had earthquakes and shit that would actually affect the world if you're in, but if you're not there to do something with your place, it's gone because of the natural disaster. And that's something where there's too many shacks, run this script. It's no, it'd be something that happens within the world whatever amount of time.
We have one from Insane Asylum here. What's your favorite experience you've had in the game so far, or maybe one of them if you can't pinpoint?
Is that in our game?
Yes, in H1Z1. He said.
Oh god, see, most of them right now revolve around hilarious bugs. We actually, so just one bug story. We working on a bow and arrow, and I was like, we need to have. Well, a couple of guys were like, we need to have it stick and the arrow stick in things exactly where it shot, no matter what or it can bounce off if it's concrete. We need to have all that support before we show it. I'm like, all right, cool. And a day later, I walk into this engineer's office. I'm like, hey, dude, where you at with the whole sticking thing? And he shoots the bow, and this fucking zombie sticks into him, or the player sticks into the zombie like an arrow, hanging off the side of his leg, sticking straight out. And he's like, yeah, don't confuse source and destination code. So that was one of the funniest things we've had happened so far. But there's that, and actually, I was hunting Adam Clegg down. I don't know. I doubt anyone in here knows who that is. One of the other designers on the project. With a bow. Like, I had a gun, so I pulled out my bow, and I go to shoot him. He comes walking out and straight does the and it's like went back inside. And after about 5 minutes of trying to figure out where the hell he came from, he silently killed me with an axe, which is scary as shit. Because right now we don't have a lot of player interaction back and forth because our world's big and we've just got a team playing it.
So here's a question I have for you then. Like DayZ, I greatly enjoy DayZ, but I feel like DayZ is a game that is solely based around specific moments in the game and not the actual experience of playing the game, if that makes sense. Like, I'm dealing with 85 to 90% downtime and boredom before I get like that one moment where I'm like, holy shit, this is why this game's awesome. What do you guys do there? Like, is your game going to feel the same way, or is it going to be exciting the whole time, or a higher percentage of the time?
I don't know. I guess it depends. The game's not going to be for everybody. Like, we can say that right off the bat. Like, survival games will be a little bit slower paced than a lot of them. But things that we will be or that are already in the game, like your discovery and crafting stuff, we want to keep players busy as they're traveling. They find a new area that has different things, different type of wood, or different this, or different that, and try that area out, see if they can make something new, and then move onward. We also, because of our stamina and our food and everything, there'll be critical moments where it's suddenly about finding food very quickly versus I'm slowly dying of starvation and everything. So we want to keep the player on their toes. However, we don't control how often they're alone and how much action they're seeing, really, outside of just throwing a ton of zombies. So I guess to directly answer, it's like mostly the crafting stuff and traveling and trying to find new things.
So it's...
John, you muted.
I lost you, man.
So you give us other shit to do, essentially. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
if
what
you're
it's
bored,
like.
there's a ton of other shit for you to do.
That's what we're trying to do, yeah.
Yeah. All right. A few more in here. Will Baja Blast be something I can find and sell?
That should be like top tier item. Like that should be the currency.
It'll
You
be
should Easter egg that for sure.
Baja. We'll have Baja Blast.
Yeah, some knockoff. You don't have to get them for sponsorship.
Here we go. Can Jimmy move to New Zealand and also switch to the Arma 2 engine? I heard it's really good for making games.
Here's a good
God,
one
man,
from...
PlanetSide 2 interviews were so easy because everyone's so stoked and excited. Now we have like 3 games to compare with, and the New Zealand and the Everest and everything else. Gosh.
Only our chat will ask you that. What did you say, Brandon? You had a question?
There's a good one from Boss Jedi Zohan in chat. Do you view H1Z1 as a platform to be constantly expanded on, or more like a standalone game that will have sequels over time?
What do you mean by platform? I guess like if you're looking at
Well, so I think like MMOs have expansions, right? But the core game is still there. Or do you look at this as like a game, like the first of a series of games? Maybe.
No, we want to expand upon the game is what we want to do. I mean, that's something like if you look at what we've done with PlanetSide 2 when we came out with it, we started adding continents, new weapons, redesigning the old areas, trying to make sure it's fresh. No, we stick to our IP like as it's there. PlanetSide 2 came out because frankly that engine was way dated, and we needed to do some work there. And the EverQuest franchise, we've gone free to play, and we want to keep people involved in all of our games that are free to play, which means staying with that IP.
Yeah. Question from Silent Gaming 49 in chat. Can you use camo from the environment, like mud or leaves, to hide yourself, or can you do the same with weapons?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's something we could do, but it's all going to come down to texture memory. We want your game to run well. We don't want to have to lock the game down to handle all that. We'll see.
Are there going to be mounted guns?
Yes, that actually, and the only reason I can say yes is because the president of our company has demanded there be mounted guns for homes. And like we were playing, and like I think he was just in his house or something that he built in the game, and just zombies hoarded his house, and he must have just got really frustrated and be like, "We need M249s on top of my house now. It will happen." It's like, all right, we'll do that. That sounds fun.
Will there be mounts?
Mounts?
Cars?
Like
cars.
legendary horses,
You want to
phoenixes,
get some drinks?
Yeah, something
Yeah, we
really,
might do like
really
an
lore breaking.
Yeah, I want the Griffin now. Actually, unicorns, please. No, everyone keeps asking for horses. I don't know.
You could.
Well, if you have a bow and
I feel
arrow,
like you could do horses. It's possible.
No, it's
Wouldn't
possible. It's like, is that the focus over everything
Probably
else right
no.
now?
I
No.
want a zombie horse. Can I have a zombie horse
That
with a
probably-
unicorn horn on it?
Maybe.
Okay, guys, we are becoming Reddit. Stop. We are becoming Reddit. Stop ourselves.
All right, can you make a horse but with the troll face as its face, and then like the hooves are upvotes, and
Can he
then
be an atheist, please? Please be an atheist.
All right.
That's helpful. Yeah. It does sound interesting. We've been following the development. And we'll continue to, Jimmy, for sure. But I don't know, Dan. Were we going to talk at all
Yeah,
about
we're definitely gonna talk about
CS? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You can lead that if you'd like.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I just wanted
State
to get
of
Jimmy's
CS,
Jimmy's
CS:GO.
current take. And
I
as
know
a
how you
former,
feel, Scott.
yeah. Well, see, this is the thing, Jimmy. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of lost my love for CS, not because I think Go's a bad game or anything. And the contrary, I think it's a very good game. I just don't have the fire I used to have. Part of me is my bitterness because I mean, you played 1.6N. Did you play Source as well? You played Source.
I
right?
played some. I casted a
little.
lot of Source, but I played a little
Part
bit.
of it is
You
Scott's
must-
bitterness in that he invested so much time.
That's true, and I never got anywhere.
So
Okay. That's part of it, but it's like, God, man, I wish this had been happening during the Source days, all this support. So yeah, part of it's bitterness. But what do you think? Do you think this is like the real revival of Counter-Strike? I mean, because every tournament I watch seems to be getting bigger and bigger. The money is there. Teams are playing it. Is this the best time for Counter-Strike in its history, or would you go back still to like the 1.6 days, in the CPL and all that kind of stuff?
It depends on what eyes you're looking at it through, right? I mean, like for just pure competition, if I was like, what are the dream ages, dude? Like way back. I mean, it was when we actually had teams to play here in the U.S. Team 3D was wrecking fools, and
That's true.
and you had all the great Asian teams that were just blowing everyone out of the water when they're like, who the hell is this? Why I can't even say their name, and they're just destroying for a year. Like all that stuff was really fun because they had such a strong foundation. Like everyone had been playing the same game for so long, and other countries were catching up as far as what they could play with their computers and everything. So it was 1.6 was great from a pure competitive and like spectator standpoint. Now this is the best time just for the game, like just in general, because look at how many. I don't even know what the concurrents are right now. I don't have it up, but it's growing so fast. It's insane. And the support's getting bigger and bigger. Valve stepped in, started helping. They're actually looking at what is helping and hurting competitive play, because in the end, you take a CZ and you put it. This. If people don't know, there's a CZ. It's an automatic pistol, and I swear to God, I probably broken 8 monitors because of this thing. Like it was fully automatic, and when you get above a certain threshold of ability in the game, it's just the best pistol in the game. If you're not above that threshold, you're like the bottom 90%.
I'm garbage.
Okay, it's okay, right? So Valve is actually looking at the highest tier and trying to balance some of the game around that, because in the end, if you can keep recycling people coming in and playing and trying to get better, and then going and watching the pros, and then going back, and the whole League of Legends thing, right? You want to keep growing that community through the competitive aspects of it, and they're doing that. Yeah. It's crazy. I didn't think they were, but they're actually.
That's
doing
what I'm saying, man. Yeah, now they're finally doing it, man. I wish. I mean, and part of it's too. I think it is the nostalgia thing for me, because man, back when the CGS, remember, all that shit, dude, was so exciting, and it was like, this is gonna happen, and then it failed, and it's good to see that it is taking off now. And like you were saying with the League of Legends model, you're essentially, it is a little. I mean, are they playing the same? I honestly haven't played. Like, are you playing the same game in competitive, like playing in the ranked matchmaking system as they are playing in the tournaments, or is it different?
Sadly, there's still some differences in bomb timer, but everything else is the same.
Pretty close.
Yeah, and some of the maps, are different, but they're getting closer. I really wish they fixed the bomb timer though, because PSA, if any of you guys come play, it's not that long. Like everyone comes in and like the bomb gets planted, it's been planted for 10 seconds, and they're just walking from A with their knife out, just like clear. I'm like, no, you have to go. Like really need to change that.
But the players are getting better too. Like even in the lower ranks, you're seeing players improve, and you're seeing like the base level of competition get much more stiff, which is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like you very rarely, once you get out of like Silver 4, you very rarely run into somebody who is just completely clueless. It's really nice.
I'm completely clueless.
Yeah. I've decided
what long A is. If you're in Silver 4, people are like, "What is long A?"
Dear God, never mind. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, like you run it now. You run into people like every game. Everybody communicates. Everybody understands what you're saying. Like it's nice. It's much better than it was a year ago.
Yeah,
that's good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, that's good. Maybe I'll stop being bitter and just be happy.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Jimmy.
They are changing some mechanics, which I'm questionable about right now, but I would like to see a return of some of the walling. Like, I just called it wall, not wall hacking. Apparently, all the source players call it wall banging. Yeah, so they're bringing some of that back. I think they're struggling with it because
It's apparently ridiculous right now.
It's crazy.
I'm hearing.
And there's a lot of one-way spams. Like they'll work around it and figure it out. They're Valve. They'll fix it. But I'm curious to see what it does to competitive play because everyone from 1.6 has slowly gotten over the fact that you can't continue to spray as someone runs. And if they bring that back, that's just going to be a huge clusterfuck for like a month. It's going to be fun. Like I think it'll be really fun, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Dalesy's so mad in chat right now.
What is Dalesy saying?
He's just mad. He's just mad because of the wall bangs right now. And he even sent us a Twitter question. I'll read it verbatim. Why is CS:GO a shit? Why is 1.6 a best? And why am I a mad?
Wow.
Yes, he's mad.
I think he can answer that.
But no, we played comp for a little bit on we have a KBMOD server of some type now. It was posted on the forums. But I don't know. I've been just doing the fucking challenges from the operation thing, which is something you don't like. I see people on Twitter who I did not know played CS:GO. Maybe they don't play competitive, but that's the thing. They've made this game now. Obviously, the competitive part is the thing that, I'm never going to be good at it, but I still like to play it and I love to watch it. But it's drawing people in who would never normally play a CS game. Like, to even just play deathmatch and be like, go get 40 kills with this gun, and you get a new gun, you get a new weapon skin, like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'm glad to see them do that. Have you casted any Go?
Yeah, I have. Actually, I did. I don't even know now. It's been so long in between each tournament, but I did some ESEA stuff, and SoCal Revival was something that some guys I know started, and were like, "Do you want to come up to LA and cast it?" So I said, "Sure." It was good. There's more NA tournaments popping up, which really needs to happen. And holy crap! By the way, does anyone hear about the Iron Gaming thing going on?
I see Sir Scoot's Twitter and
Yes.
much anger, but I
Yes.
don't know any. I couldn't really even decipher. He was so mad.
So essentially, there was a vote that went out a while back from this Iron Gaming company. They run tournaments for different games on what game they should support next, and people all over Reddit voted on CS:GO, and they just pushed and pushed, and I pushed for it. And
What do they do currently? Because that may be.
I like Halo and Call of Duty and a lot of that stuff. It's mostly
so not
console
PC
stuff.
games. Okay.
Right. And it went to show this weekend when they Nip, who just finished ESEA Land Finals, stayed in town to play this qualifier for Iron Gaming, and they showed up and they couldn't fit all 5 of their players at the desk, and they had to play with their keyboards in their laps with their mouse pads on the desk.
Wow.
What?
And
That's actually how Rafa, is it Rafa that plays
yeah,
like
no, that's
that?
Quake
Yeah.
players. Yeah, Quake
Yeah,
players just
Cooler
do
and
that.
Rafa both play like that, yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, when I play Quake, I put my keyboard and mouse trying to be more like Rafa. Yeah, he's insane. But so that all happened, and I had been in contact with these guys personally, and I had reached out at the beginning because they had no clue what they're doing. They brought in some Call of Duty casters that don't know the game at all.
Oh,
And they had sub 30 viewers for a qualifier that was a local LAN that should be a big deal because no one heard about it. I hadn't even heard about it, and I trolled the shit out of this community trying to find stuff. And anyway, they never responded. They didn't respond to Dust, didn't respond to Steel or any of these names that could help. And they went on Twitter this weekend and said, "We emailed you guys the fuck," and really screwed themselves. And I even reached out again. I'm like, guys, look, I want to see this work. Let's hope you find the time and the money to bring us out, and we'd love to help plan. Make sure you have big enough tables, cast the tournament, promote it, whatever. So we'll see. So I didn't mean to go on a tirade there, but that was frustrating as shit.
That's what our podcast is for.
I guess
Tirades most of the time.
Man, so they brought Golden Boy in the cast? I would have loved to watch that.
No, actually, I would love to watch Alex because he knows some Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
But no, it was a Turbo Show is who they brought in. Which,
okay.
nothing against the guy. It's just that you know the game.
If you don't know the game, you don't know the game, yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually a trend. That's a trend. I've noticed that. Azubu? Not Azubu. What's the... Shit, there's so many names they have. I can't remember. The other thing they started running, they were going to run CSGO, and they announced that... oh, shit. Their main caster. I know his name. I've met the guy. StarCraft 2. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Right, Dan.
Ortosis?
No, not that Dan. Different Dan. Is it Dan? I don't remember. Anyway,
know.
irrelevant. He was going to be casting CS:GO and stuff like that. And when CS:GO first came out, a lot of companies were wanting to do promos, and they'd bring in, RTS casters or Quake casters and that sort of thing. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, if you want your promo to go well, why do you bring these people in?
Yeah.
Bring in the toss pot, or you could get like Marcus if you want like somebody who
Yeah.
has multiple games.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of resources out there. They need to use them.
Not hard to find these people either. Go ahead, sorry.
All right. Well, that is our discussion with Jimmy. Unless Jimmy has some more to say or anyone else has some questions for him, we'll take a little break here and head into the news. You're welcome to stick around, Jimmy, or you can head out. Whatever you want to do, man. Up to you.
Do you want to take part in the questions at the end of the show? Those are always
I'll stick around. I'll stick around.
All right, let me know,
We're
Brandon.
gonna take a quick 60-second break and we'll be back.
You do need to stick around for the questions. You don't need to be employed, anyways.
Yeah.
Wait, what? These that bad?
Oh, they can be.
Depends on the week.
I was watching Twitter earlier. That was frightening.
Yeah. We're starting to get, for a while, it was just Twitter questions, and then Dan really started pushing the emails. But so now, like, people are getting really good with the email questions. Man, I won't spoil anything, but the last email question this week may be one of the greatest things.
I have to read it, so
It's so
Oh my
difficult.
god.
It's going to be incredible.
reading these is always. I went to school for English and graduate school for English, and I've read poetry in front of people, and I cannot get through these very easily. It's
Can't
very
wait.
difficult.
We read them verbatim, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
Typos and all. Intentional typos.
Sometimes the
not
typos are the
intentional.
only reason that they get on the cast.
Yes, it's true.
Alright, we're back.
All right. So we're going to news, sort of quick through the news as we had a long discussion to start the stream. No Man's Sky, this is bad news, sort of. No Man's Sky, the game that won E3 for most of this podcast, may not come to PC. It's only on PS4 right now. And for a game this big and this ambitious, for those that haven't heard of it, it's a procedurally generated space exploration game, first person. Genesis HS, thank you for the subscription. It's huge. It's massive. It's meant for PC as far as the scale of this thing. It is only coming to PS4 as of right now. He'd like to come to PC. They are, however, a 6-man team. Like, that is kind of his excuse, but in this case,
Do we
kind
really
of a
think
good
there's
one.
any chance this doesn't come to PC?
It's going to come.
I'm not
to
trusting
Really?
this. The last time I trusted somebody that alluded a game coming to PC was fucking Destiny, and look how far we've gotten with that. I don't feel good. I feel shitty.
I don't feel good either with the size of this team. If this was an Activision, I'd feel better. Because simply I'd know there'd be bajillion dollars to make it
Yeah.
happen. Not that PS4 and PC are that far apart at this point. Not like PS3. But, man, that is depressing. I'm buying a PS4, so I'm not that depressed. But
His,
It
his
still
quote,
needs to be
his
on my
quote
PC.
sounds like PC version will probably just come later.
You don't
I'd
know that.
say here,
You
if
don't
I'm
know
honest,
that.
is it the "if I'm honest" quote here?
Yeah. He says whether that arrives the same day, we're a small team.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I
So
get,
it's just
I get the
something.
excuse of like, hey, we're not doing the PC version immediately, but I think they'd be crazy not to do one.
Yeah. With the way this game should be, man. I also want to see this running on PC hardware full bore.
I want to
So-
see this running at a locked frame rate at a downscaled resolution on the PlayStation 4. So
Me too.
There's nothing I'd like more.
Looking forward to that, yeah.
I will say, I did play the new UFC game on the PS4, and my God, does that game look incredible.
yo, Bruce Lee.
Well, I didn't
I've
see
heard.
Bruce Lee,
I've
but-
never seen a more mixed reaction to a game.
Really?
on
UFC?
Twitter like than that game. Because
Huh.
usually sports games are like, you like the sport, you're probably gonna like the game.
Yeah.
Like, in general. This has been like, I've seen some people shit all over this thing. Other people be like, I love it. Like,
Huh.
so I have no idea if it's good or bad.
It looks really
It just,
good.
it just looks fucking amazing. Yeah.
Did you guys see the glitch video?
Yeah,
the greatest
I did.
thing ever.
It's great. Yeah, but like the I don't know, the physics engine and like the animations are just stunning. Like it's as photoreal as I mean, I feel like we say that every year with sports games, but it looks really good.
Yeah. So moving on to a little bit of tech news here. Tech came out with their best video cards guide at the end of June. AMD still its status quo as it's been for a few months. AMD owns the low end. NVIDIA owns the high end. Unless you're really, really high end, then you want to go back to AMD. If you're going 4K or something like that, you want 2X 290s if you have a lot of money.
It's just like, you shouldn't be buying that. No one should buy that.
1440p, if you have the money, go for it. It looks beautiful. Can speak from experience.
No,
I've been trying
120
to
hertz.
decide.
Do not want.
I've been trying to decide on
Good fuck.
a new video card to go with this new PC, but I think I'm just gonna wait because the other piece of news we had here is that AMD GPUs, their new series is rumored to come out next month, which sounds like seems about right because it's been a little it's been a while since NVIDIA or AMD has really unveiled something like really new.
Yep.
And this would be like the best opportunity for AMD to kind of get a leg up on NVIDIA because it sounds like NVIDIA has had trouble with production on their new architecture.
It's rumored they pushed it back to spring 2015 for the 800 series.
Yeah, and I would be surprised if NVIDIA gets pushed back that far. I think they'll probably have something by holiday season. Like it would be crazy for them not to. But for AMD to beat them out by even like a month, 2 months, 3 months, like that would be a big win for AMD. So hopefully
address a few things. 1440p 120 hertz monitors. There is an Asus one coming. That is the holy grail to me.
What's the response time on something like that, though?
It's probably pretty good. Like the 1440p one I have is on the recommended range for. There's actually a site called displaylag.com made by some fighting game dudes where frame loss is extremely, extremely important. And the monitor, the Asus 1440p monitor I have here is in their acceptable range is what they call it. So, I mean, it'll probably be better. This one's 2 years old now, so. And also, the 800 series is not coming out in October, Wolfie. Unfortunately, it's been pushed back at least to like January 2015. Unfortunately, but the 800 series should be ridiculous whenever it comes out. But you would need a ton of hardware for 1440p 120 hertz. You need a ton of hardware. In somewhat big news that has no repercussions yet at all, Cliffy B has a new studio. He started Boss Key Productions. That's about all we know at this point. But he did say he wanted to make a new PC Twitch arena shooter.
Oh my god.
Of Unreal. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing with that. So we'll have to see what comes of that. I would say we're at least a couple years away from something with that. But, we'll see. Should be pretty cool. Cliffy B, always good to have a guy like that back in the industry after taking a few years out of it.
He decided he needed another Lambo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably a little low on cash, so he had
struggling.
to come back. Really rough.
Him and his
Cliffy B
hot wife.
struggle. Yeah.
Really rough times.
On to some esports news. The IeSF, the International Esports Federation controversy. This got ramped up and went away within 24 hours. Well, not went away, but got resolved within 24 hours. For those that don't know, there was a tournament put on in Finland by this organization. And they were going to have males and females separate, no gender mixed tournaments at this thing. Very strange decision, considering my whole thing was like, this isn't football. It's not like there's 300-pound huge dudes running around that would physically, crush most females. Like, this is card games on a screen on a computer. There's no logical reason for this at all.
Well, that's happened for a long time. Like Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, everything else has been segregated. And I never understood that, but whatever.
But, I mean, in recent years, I haven't heard of anything where there just isn't as many females playing competitive games overall. I mean, I think you could say that as pretty much a fact at this current point in time. But the internet pretty much ran this thing over. As well they should have.
Well, the weirdest thing was they didn't
ridiculous.
have they were saying that it was to promote it,
Yeah.
to have parity with actual sports leagues, which are segregated by gender. But they didn't have the same games for both competitions.
Yeah.
There was the male competition had Hearthstone, StarCraft 2, Dota 2, and Street Fighter. Females only had StarCraft 2 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Like, how does that make sense? I don't. It just
Play
doesn't.
Hearthstone on an
It just
iPad. Literally
doesn't.
anyone can play it. Like,
Yeah.
It's like,
At least pay attention to the demographic that are playing these games, right? Like, what the hell?
well, what they were saying was, and this is true, Anion, chess is actually segregated that way, but it's segregated how this tournament is now after the change. In chess, there is a main tournament where males and females can compete against each other, and there's also a female-only tournament in chess tournaments. And that's to promote more women playing the game. So that's why they do it. They just did it completely wrong in this case. That was part of their reasoning on this. Anyway, it got reversed. Blizzard got in touch with them, which good on them. If they weren't going to do it for anyone else, they should do it for Blizzard, as this was a qualifier for the BlizzCon $250,000.
They're representing Blizzard's brand. I have to imagine they heard about it really fast. And this is one of those times where, the internet pitchforks actually are a good thing because, silly stuff like this gets righted pretty fast.
Yeah. So, there you go. Thank God
I just think
got-
it's really funny to imagine all these white knights who got really outraged at this, but simultaneously post rape things on Reddit. I don't know. I just think that because I just think it's funny how because this was really dumb and it should have just been avoided altogether, and it's good that they reversed it. But it's weird as how certain things will just wow, this is the latest thing. Oh my God, how could they do this? And you're like, all right.
The thing is, esports, someone needs to just explain this guy. Esports doesn't need to be real sports. You don't need to legitimize it. It's getting huge anyway. It can be its own thing. It's okay. It doesn't have to be the NFL.
Well, the thing is too, a lot of male sports leagues allow females. It's just that they don't have females in them because that's just how it is. The NBA allows females. They just don't. There aren't any.
Yep. Hockey
just
had
how it ends
a
up.
female goalie tryout a few years ago. Actually made it to training camp with a team. Didn't end up making it, but so that's at
It's
the
one
highest
thing
level.
for a league to just de facto be all males, but to actually say you cannot compete in this male tournament that is silly.
I just can't wait till the NFL starts including women WFL teams. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So, also, a little bit of news. Our friends over at High Res Studios there with Smite is going to have a $600,000 World Championship next year. It's no $10 million international, but
nothing
I'm
else
assuming
is.
they will have.
it's pretty damn good.
I think they'll probably have the thing like they did for their last tournament, where it's like Dota 2, where you can purchase something and it kind of increases the prize
I
pool.
think they're definitely going to do that. It'd be.
Well, yeah, it'd be a step backwards if they didn't.
Yeah.
Just being dumb.
That'll be in next January. The best Smite teams in the world playing at that, and they have expanded into China, so they will get.
And they
lot
are
higher
expanding
level
into
competition.
South America. That's why it's Worlds.
Yeah.
I think there's two teams from China and one from Brazil and then one from the rest of South America. I think that's how it is.
So
And then the rest are NA and EU.
Smite moving
That's a lot
up,
of money.
moving on up. That's a lot of money. So I hope to God we see. I mean, Counter Strike's had what 750K this year. There's one 750K.
I don't know.
Something like that. I know Valve has done it, but I hope we get a $1 million tournament sometime within the next year, next 365 days. I think we will. DreamHack
If
winner.
anyone, yeah, dude. I don't know. With also ESL, I think we might. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So it's getting there, and it's becoming a juggernaut, as we discussed. A couple quick pieces of news. One of our favorite games on Steam, and that can run on many computers. So if you have a bad computer, you can still probably play this game. Killing Floor got a new update, end of the line update. Introduced some new monsters, some more skins for your dudes, all that kind of stuff. That game's too damn good. We need the second
Can
one.
we just can
sooner.
we just say
Yeah,
like how
really.
amazing it is that they are still releasing an update when they've already announced Killing Floor 2, and this
Yep.
game has been on sale 1,000 times on Steam. Like I can't say enough positive about the way that Tripwire has handled Killing Floor. Like a lot of free content. They always do like cool holiday theme packs and stuff. Like that's how you run a game and like have it be successful over the long term.
Yep. And they welcome modding, of course, and all that kind of stuff. So shout outs to Tripwire. And KF2 looks ridiculous. It looks so good. Hope we get it sooner than the 2015 that they think we may get early access to it, but we'll see. Doom 4. This is some good news and some bad news. Doom 4 is a thing that exists, so that's good news.
That's bad news.
That's bad
I'm gonna
news?
say it
How's
now.
that
I've been
bad
saying
news?
this. I've been saying this in past podcasts. Let
That's
the
true.
Doom formula die, dude. Doom is not. It's outdated, man. It's all nostalgia now. It wasn't good game. It's not good game design anymore.
You know what, man? That's wrong, man. I'm
Shut up.
booking my flight and I'm buying tickets for QuakeCon. I can't wait, man. Just
Did
for
you
Doom
see the
4.
little teaser trailer?
Sick. I don't give a fuck. That
I
teaser.
know.
I don't.
The only
Listen,
reason that I
man. Give me more monster classes.
If I could
please,
make a
so that
deflating
chickens spawn
balloon
behind me.
sound, that's what I
Please.
would make.
I love
Here's the
getting
thing,
spooked
here's the
by
thing.
monster classes.
Scott, is we know the only reason that I'm kind of excited, not like I don't have hopes for this game because I think that you're right.
That's
Like
what-
hold
That's what
on.
I'm saying.
Hold on. Like I think Doom 3 and that kind of gameplay, I think that is outdated. But the thing is that they've already gone back to the drawing board at least once, like that we know of.
Yeah, we know of
Because
yeah.
And that-
probably exactly for that reason, because they played it and they were like, this game does not hold up by 2014 standards. So
Right.
that's my hope, is that they went back to the drawing board because they realized that Doom, like this, I think this is their last chance to like keep Doom relevant as a franchise.
To keep it as a company relevant, I think.
Well, let me
yeah.
Let me also say that handing off. See, this is a little bad news for Doom. Wolfenstein: The New Order, which I forgot to mention, is fucking fantastic.
So
I
good.
played it this week. It is so good. I talked shit on that game before it came out a whole bunch because I was like, Wolfenstein without multiplayer, you might as well go fuck yourself. But
Well,
good
and that's
lord,
still true,
it
to be
is
clear.
So good. To be clear, that is still true. But no, the single player game is so good. The New Order is fantastic. It is amazing. So maybe handing it off was a really good thing. They had a fresh vision for Wolfenstein. So I don't know what it's going to do in
All right,
house.
I see what you're saying.
but-
I'll give it a chance.
Why don't we ever talk about Wolfenstein from 2009? That was a good game.
You know what, dude? I was gonna say, yeah.
That
That
was a
chat
shit
bringing
game.
it up.
Yeah, so I always forgot.
We
that-
do have
oh,
a
the
model of them
friggin-
going back to the drawing board. It was called Rage, and that went fantastic. So, God
Rage is not bad.
bless. It's not
Rage
bad. It
played
just
it.
didn't really,
Rage is fucking plain.
just doesn't-
Rage is a
it's a-
plain Jane game.
I think
Okay.
Rage is like it's a tech demo from a company
was a
that
tech
doesn't
demo.
didn't have like a ton of creative minds on it. Like technically there was a lot of cool stuff there behind the scenes, but that's why like it like Dan just said, like outsourcing the new Wolfenstein to a different team and saying like, execute on your vision of what Wolfenstein should be in 2014, and they did really well. And so
You're right.
maybe Doom 4 can be the same kind of thing.
I think that going back to the drawing board, it goes back to that. I think they saw Rage, and they were like, man, like, tech demo, great, but man, that wasn't what the spot we really wanted to hit with that. And we can't release this thing that's currently in, because this thing's been in development for a long time.
But it's
Doom
been
4.
scrapped so many times,
Yeah.
right? And
So, I mean, there's a little bit of hope there. Like, it just hasn't done much, man. Like, they're just kind of engine dudes at this point.
Yeah. You're right,
but-
though. You're right. With the success of Wolfenstein, I mean, they can maybe they can parlay that and do another.
But none of us will know unless we're at QuakeCon. Because
live
no one
tweet it
else
for you.
is gonna Yeah,
I
none
might
of
be
us are
there.
gonna see this.
Can't wait.
It's
film it with your
exclusive to
phone, please,
attendees.
and stream
Just
it.
stream
Yeah,
it.
I'll give you shaky cam footage from my phone.
I won't watch it.
Yeah, so Doom 4, you won't be able to see it, but there's going to be footage, apparently.
I'm sure they'll probably put it on YouTube after like a couple weeks.
All right, so viewer questions. Let's get right into the
God, here we
nitty-gritty
go.
here.
Oh
The
my
real
God.
hard-hitting topics from you guys. David D via email. Are any of you guys into forms of fashion or have been in the past?
I wear
added this
tie-dye
question.
shirts with cats on them.
I added this
I've been
question
wearing these-
specifically to hear from Nick and Scott.
I've been wearing these swim trunks for 4 days. Am I into fashion?
There's swim
Yeah, I
trunks
guess.
like 80% of the time.
Yeah. Flip-flops, swim trunks, and you know.
He has like 2 flannel shirts that he wears and swim trunks.
Do
I mean,
you wear
that's
swim
fashion.
trunks so you don't have to do laundry? Is that
Pretty much, yeah. That's a good
just
way.
so
You
that you
still
don't
have
have to
to-
soil like underwear
Oh, you
and
never have to
shorts?
see that. You don't understand. Swim trunks never get dirty. You didn't understand that?
Yes, they
That's-
fucking do.
No, they don't. They always are clean.
I knew
They
there was a
always
reason I added this question.
I don't know. Well, I don't know about any of. I'm trying to think who's like the most fashionable.
John.
Yeah, I was
Probably
gonna say
John.
Far and away.
John and his
It's
shoes.
not even close.
I do wear some designer clothing every now and then.
Oh, from Target?
I bought a nice suit for
From
Brandon's wedding.
Brooks Brothers, you piece of shit.
Oh, I buy Gap.
Baby Gap.
Baby Gap.
Yeah, I shop at the BG.
I bought a suit. That was like the last thing. Bought a suit for Brandon's wedding, and it hurt because suits are not cheap.
I feel like this shouldn't hurt.
It's like, why am I spending this on clothes? Could get a video card or some shit right now. This is ridiculous.
I've always just been like a jeans and t-shirt, shorts and t-shirt.
Yes, you
kinda
have.
guy.
Yeah, no one here is fashionable except John. Zero
Maybe
Armada.
Jimmy is, and we're sleeping on Jimmy. Jimmy,
No.
doesn't
Sleeping
have
on
any
Jimmy?
fashion.
I haven't bought new clothes in over a year.
There you go. God bless. You're in the club.
Yeah, I lost 40 pounds and straight didn't even buy new jeans. Like they don't even fit me.
So it looks like you were in like Jenko
What do you,
jeans.
you cinch him with like a rope or something?
Yeah, no, I just got smaller belts. Does that count as clothes? So they're just like big balloon pants.
I think technically
MC
that's-
Hammer walking down the street. I just bought 2 Dark Souls shirts last month, so I have no idea what
Do I
I'm
need
doing.
to get the
Definitely not
Dark
in
Souls
fashion.
spam out again? Because I feel like I have
Don't
to.
do it right now. Just
Oh.
don't.
The last new shirt I bought was a KBMOD shirt that apparently is now old school. That was 3.5.
With the old logo.
He wore that on like the launch stream.
I
Something.
did.
And people, I got so many tweets.
Is it the one with the controller with the blood on it? Or is
No,
it-
no, it's just the old logo.
It looks like a radio logo. Yeah, the white
Yeah.
I
one.
still have the one with the controller with the blood on
I
it.
think that's like a
It's just
bootleg
JPEG.
shirt.
It's like JPEG.
Bob, it's
shit.
Bob's fucking design. Yeah. Oh, those are old school. We should put them back up. I was like, Bob,
Vintage,
put that
charge-
shirt back up.
charge
Jimmy's
triple,
got it on
charge-
stream.
Charge triple for that.
All right. This next question is a game that I really need to play this month now that I know it exists. From Malcolm A via the emails. Seeing as how SGDQ finished a week ago, if you had to learn to speedrun one game, what would it be and why? For me, it would be 50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
I have
Just the
played this
thought
game.
of constantly
It's
playing
actually a
it's
good
50
game.
Cent,
It is
Yeah.
actually fun as fuck.
the
a really good
greatest
game.
humanitarian to have ever lived. Liberating another country in the name of freedom would be orgasmic. Also getting to yell, "I'm gonna kill your whole generation" would be priceless.
I have played this game in co-op in high school, and it was actually fun as shit. For
Oh
the,
my god.
it was just stupid.
Was it an Xbox Live Arcade game or something?
No, it was. I think it was a
Full
full game.
It
It
was
was
a
a
$50
full
game.
game.
It's a THQ creation. Now
It was
you
a-
know
it
why
was a-
they're
it
out
was
of
a good
business.
game, dude. No, it was
THQ?
actually a good game.
Bethesda
really
and
good reviews,
THQ.
too.
Bethesda and
It
THQ.
was so it was fucking cool.
Developed by Swordfish Studios and Rainmaker Entertainment.
Oh, holy shit! I remember this.
Yeah.
Swordfish
actually-
Studio.
Pretty fucking fun, and it's absolutely.
Let me run
ridiculous.
down the development resume of Swordfish Studios really quickly for you guys. World Championship Rugby. Brian Lara International Cricket 2005.
Yes.
Cold Winter, a PlayStation 2 game with a very angry scarred man on the front. He's a British SAS soldier. It's shit. That's what I'm saying. And 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. That is it, and now they're gone.
Well,
Now
listen, they went out.
They went out on top. I
In a
suppose.
blaze of glory.
Someone just looked it up. It's still $60 on the Xbox Marketplace.
There you go. That's how you know it's good, man. No depreciation.
Somebody bought that. You know what that means? Somebody bought that in the THQ auction. Somebody was like, you know what? I want
50
that.
Yep.
I'm gonna. I kind of want to buy 50 Cent on Amazon right now. I might do
just the guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy 50 Cent
Wow.
and vitamin water.
Nice guy, so he's a good guy.
And some soul or whatever those
Never
headphones
afford
are.
50. Let's be real.
What game would you speedrun, though? Which was the original
yeah,
question.
Super Mario 64 without question.
Seen it enough. Good lord.
Yeah.
If
It's just-
Halo.
Halo. I would do Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh,
Actually,
that's pretty good.
Get that OG movement going.
That's
Yeah,
pretty.
dude.
That's probably the only one I would have a chance to actually like
You
compete
can
in.
skip a lot of shit in that game.
Yeah.
Oh
The only-
shit!
Yeah,
I'd do
don't-
Half-Life, dude. Same reason. That
Ooh.
fucking movement. That'd be so sick.
Oh man, have you seen Half-Life speedruns, Jimmy?
Yes, and they
It
are
is
incredible.
Nuts. Yeah, it's like beat Half-Life in 45 minutes. It's like a 14-hour game.
Episode 1, The Phantom Menace for the PlayStation 1, the movie
Would
game.
you do power battles?
I wouldn't do Power Battles, no. I would do the Phantom Menace one, because that one I
Well,
feel
how
like
classy of you.
could be glitched, yeah, pretty easily.
This question is from the Templar John Dar at Italicize. If you had to guess, how many people in the world have seen each of your dicks? I'm gonna go with a good solid 100-some. Now let me tell you why. Before you think I
You
just
were a real
say
little
that.
harlot.
That's not what I would have
A little
guessed.
slut.
well, I went on some church mission trips. See, this is starting out horrible.
Oh wow! What a way to start.
Slow down. Oh,
And we went down to help rebuild some houses in South Carolina, and we stayed in a high school when we were down there. So the showering facilities were just locker room showers, just like 10 shower heads. So,
So what was the
however many
shower scene
dudes
like?
were there, like,
Would you say you were building the houses with wood?
yes. Dicks stacked up like bricks, Brandon, you might say. I'm going to go with a solid triple digits.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think based on like camp stuff, because I went to Bible camp and stuff.
Without going into detail, after the first weekend that I lived in LA,
Oh my God.
my answer is too many.
Oh, no.
No, see, I was like, all right, so in school, you know how like you got those kids who are like afraid, like after gym or whatever. I was just that dude that like was the only one that wasn't bothered by it, so I just walk around butt ass naked without a towel on just to make other people feel awkward. So the number was like really high for me. It's like a lot.
Fenton, why did a bunch of people see your penis?
We can't go into detail on that.
It's
Actually. We actually
Well,
can't go into
There's
detail.
there's an open case on this or what?
You mean
In the
like
interim,
legally
he's not
we
allowed
can't
around
go
the
into it?
Good God.
Let's just say, well, actually, I can't. No, no.
There's
I
no
was-
way that you can tell this story that it's not.
I can't tell it because, I'm not saying that I had alcohol in my body, but I was not of legal age, so I don't want to condone any kind of
Yeah. No, we're not.
behavior like that.
Jesus. All
Let's
right.
just say mistakes were made in vast quantities that night.
Yep.
Mistakes are
God.
made about 12
How does it
fluid
look,
ounces at a
Scott?
time.
Scott, does it look all right?
I mean, it's a normal penis. Yep. I don't really have anything else. Yeah, it didn't blow me away. I didn't get the, but it's a penis.
I wasn't thrilled with it, but I
I,
wasn't disappointed.
I will have a call from my PR manager in less than 30 minutes. I can feel it already. She'll be like, "What the fuck is this podcast?"
Don't worry about it. It only gets better from here.
We have an innocent
Going up
session
and up.
afterward.
This next question may or may not involve penises, depending on what you like. At DJ Napkins asks on Twitter, describe your perfect sandwich. Sandwich spelled SANDWHICH. So I don't know
if
I
that
like
affects the
various types
question.
of sand as well, but
But which one?
But
man?
with
Yeah.
sand.
Yeah. Okay. What is your preferred sand? Is what he's asking, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, I think maybe he's got words out of order.
Yeah. Describe your perfect. Which sand? That doesn't make sense either. Well, he may not be a native English speaker as well.
Yeah, we shouldn't. I mean, or maybe he's dyslexic or something. We shouldn't make fun of him.
Italian
I mean-
nightclub from Jimmy John's. That's my answer.
All right, so that's your actual sandwich from Jimmy John's, really?
It's just because we don't have Jimmy John's here, and I really want one.
How is that your answer?
Don't.
Brandon's so mad
Out of
right now.
anything, any sandwich you could have, and you would pick Jimmy John's?
We don't have Jimmy John's here.
Yo, dude, love the Jimmy.
No, it's not that we don't have it here that he is having a problem with. It's that you would pick a sandwich from Jimmy
Like,
John's.
listen,
I
I'll
like that
I'll
fucking- I
I'll
like
eat
that
Jimmy
nightclub.
John's, but like if I have my choice of any sandwich in the world, there is no chance I pick Jimmy John's.
How
I'm
about
not
you eat
picking
my
any
butt as a
chain.
sandwich, Brandon? Eat my ass sandwich.
Jimmy, what's your favorite sandwich?
Dude, bologna, mustard, and bread.
Oh,
That's
classic.
Really?
That's
You
it,
call
man.
that classic?
That's it. Yep.
That is a classic, though, man. With some nice potato chips and a glass of milk, man.
And it costs
Right.
nothing. Like you
A
just
glass of milk with a bologna and
wait,
mustard.
and mustard.
Hell
That
yeah,
doesn't
hell
sound
yeah,
right.
Scott, I'm with you.
Thank you, Dan. High five. That's a classic.
Boom. I'm gonna go with the pulled pork I had at summer camp last weekend.
See, I am going to be a weird dude, and I'm going to say the leftover turkey from Thanksgiving for the week
Yes.
after with just
Ooh,
mustard.
yes.
Just a turkey and mustard sandwich.
good
man.
too.
No, can't beat it.
My answer to this is that's good like every 1 in 3 years because the turkey is like the chance of it being cooked too dry. No, I don't
You
want
cook
any.
it like a fuckboy if you're from Minnesota, but if it's
I don't
properly
cook
cooked,
it.
it's
I don't
great.
cook it. I don't
Well,
cook a
I
turkey.
never have dry turkey.
I'm not a fucking pilgrim. I don't know how to do that.
Someone,
not a
someone in your
fucking
family is really upset with you right now, Nick.
Yeah.
Whoever
Well, they should
cooks
make
your
better
Thanksgiving dinner.
Turkey, like, you can't mess up the turkey. That's the one thing.
Yes, you can apparently.
No, I know you can, but I'm saying you shouldn't.
I've had a lot of good sandwiches, but I think consistently my favorite place is Firehouse Subs. We don't have it out
Dude,
here on the West
Firehouse.
Coast, and I hate it.
In Vegas, Dunkus and I get our Firehouse fix because that's the nearest
It's
one.
so good. They're all over the place in Texas. That's all
Oh,
I
really?
eat.
Yeah, Firehouse is good.
I gotta say, actually, there was a deli at PAX East this year that was like right by our hotel. It's fucking amazing. It was like a family-owned deli that just happened to be down there in that wharf area. It was amazing. All right, this next one, my favorite human being on the earth, The Rock. This is at the St. Jimmy, you're The Rock for a day. Tuesday, July 21st, 2014, to be exact. What do you do in this 24 hours?
Well, that's a Monday.
Wow.
So what does The Rock do on a Monday?
What I would like to, well, what I would
It's a
do is
Monday.
eat the food that he ate. Did you see the one Instagram
cheat-
picture? He,
cheat
yeah, his
day?
cheat day.
That's
Yeah,
cheat-
oh
I
my
would.
God.
I would just do that. I wouldn't need to do anything. Just to be able to do that
Yeah.
is like a great day.
See, that's
The
why
Rock
you're
is
not
not
The
like
Rock,
4 dozen
because there is
things.
no way Monday is cheat day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Make
that's
that
the
cheat
start
day.
of the week. You got to start
You
strong.
gotta start it off strong. It's like
Dang.
8,000 reps of everything. I don't know. He's just a giant muscle. What does a big giant muscle do?
I mean, you could do
Like-
anything, man.
Hey, he's
I
an
mean,
actor too. Okay.
That guy,
that's-
have you seen this man's Instagram recently? He's not a
For
human being.
his Hercules
Yeah,
character, dude, he's just too big.
he's not a human being.
That
He's
movie
just,
looks really great, by the way, and not terrible at all.
he's just
Listen.
a giant muscle.
Let me
Okay?
tell you, and he got there 100% naturally, and he continues to.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I can only
That's a
assume.
joke. He's on steroids. A fuck ton of
I got
steroids
the joke.
for growth hormone.
Do you think steroids are fucking funny? Is that why you laugh?
I do. I think they're funny. Yes, I do.
People's balls die every day to steroids.
Yeah. Well,
I think I'm probably just pumping a bunch of iron. Like, does he do anything else? Maybe I'm acting.
I mean, yeah, it probably
I
works
was going
out.
to say, you only have
Works out.
24 hours, and at least 20 of those are going to be spent in the gym. So
Yeah.
how much
Be that
more
big?
time do you have to spend?
I'd watch The Fast and the Furious and just giggle. That's all I would do.
You just giggle at yourself.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my god, this movie's so good. I'm so great.
I would say I would like masturbate, but I would be scared that I wouldn't know my own strength and I would grip my dick off, like,
Your dick,
but,
like,
you know, like,
Into
yeah,
sawdust.
it just like instantly turns purple and falls off because I'm squeezing it so tight that I don't know my own strength. Like, think about that. If you are The Rock and you go from your normal body into something with that much power, everything
Yeah.
you do, you could kill somebody by just like patting them on the back. Like,
Would you?
don't
I
know.
would drop the people's elbow on somebody I didn't like.
Yeah,
That's,
kill them.
that I would for sure do.
Be insane.
Because then I wouldn't be The Rock the next day, so they could never find me.
Well, are you becoming the Rock? Like you, as you're sitting there, you become.
are
So they're now
literally-
2 rocks, or you take
There are
over
now
his body.
2 rocks.
Oh, oh, see, that's different.
That's not as good. That's not as good as at all.
That's
Oh,
way
wait,
different.
okay.
I want to be the Rock. I want to
All right,
live in
then
his
you are
gigantic
the
ass
Rock.
house. Yeah, let's go with
Okay.
that. That's way
All right.
better.
All right. No, there are no longer 2 rocks.
Right.
Thank God, there can only be one.
If you become the Rock, you got to spend at least half the day trying to sign on to the remake of Days of Our Lives and like a 4-year contract so you can watch him act in a soap opera for the next 4 years.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
God.
Yeah.
Just like sign him into
that
something
would
real
be-
bad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now I do want that to happen.
You take all these movie deals.
Right.
Just like-
Yes. Like true like character study movies, like really like deep characters.
A
Yeah.
Barbara Streisand movie, but he plays Barbara Streisand.
Look,
Like about her life.
look at this guy, Azzo. He's not even real.
Yeah,
He is
it's
just
it's
muscle.
insane.
Holy shit, dude.
Between The Rock and like Hugh Jackman, like I don't even.
Yeah, both of
like,
them.
They're just.
There's-
It's scary.
There's no muscles left for the rest of us. They've all been
Yeah.
taken.
That's why we're all fat nerds. They took all the muscles
Exactly. It's not my fault. it's the Rock's fault.
It's the 1%. It's the Rock.
Don't fat shame me. The Rock stole my muscle.
Oh, all right. Next question. The Rock would easily win this if he was actually on the podcast. But at I Am Cyberwaste, the beleaguered mod, measure each other up. Who's the biggest ego out of the entire cast?
Absolutely, man.
That's so
Absolutely,
easy.
John.
That's not even a
John?
question.
Yeah.
John's
He
always got
gets
the swagger.
trophies for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I didn't. I won the trophy. Jay Wong gets trophies for himself. You fuck.
Oh,
I'm
that
an
was-
excellent. I'm an excellent esportsman.
Well-
I won my
Where's
trophies.
that trophy then?
I am an athlete.
Good lord. That's a good line from chat. Hugh Jackman is a small form factor Dwayne Johnson.
He is.
He's like an mini ITX Dwayne. All right.
Oh God.
We got to go out on a bang, and I got to get some strength here to do this. This next question is from David R., a.k.a. KDZen 18, via email. All right.
I don't even know what this first word is.
I don't even know how you do this.
Having to breathe in so I don't just laugh. John is an Adonis of male sexuality. All right. Yesteady. I think it's yesterday. It's
I think
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, my dad told me, son, when me friend, comma, Lil Mike go to the grocery store, buy waffle, he asked clerk, can me make own waffle? Clerk, he say, yes, Mike, go and make your own waffle. Lil Mike enter back o store and access waffle maker. However, waffle maker no open, waffle make need key. Lil Michael ask Big Clark where key. Clerk say check me pants zipper. Lil Mike put his hands to Clark's pant zip and pull open. Mike found very big key in Clerk pants. Clark say behold me dick. Clark grab Lil Mike by his little butt and shove Key Dick into Lil at Cheddar Chez. I don't know why that's on there. Clark screams, "Found Chez!" As Lil Mike face pressed against Waffy Maker, he checks pockets and finds wallet of 100 Dogecoin, a blue snowball Mike, 20-pound Waffy mix bag, and an at KBMOD John Yu-Gi-Oh! Summon card. My question for KMBOD is if you were Lil Mike using these, how do you escape Clark's dick and make waffles? So, I
That's the
think,
podcast. I'll see you later.
Wow.
I think what he's asking here is you have 100 Dogecoin.
Which aren't even a physical object.
Yeah. a blue snowball, 20 pounds of waffle mix, and apparently John has his own Yu-Gi-Oh! Summon card.
How do you get out of his situation?
How do you get a not being destroyed by the large clerk penis? Yeah. Which,
Wow.
I don't know how this...
Wow, this is tough.
If John's
I
a
think
Yu-Gi-Oh card, the heart of the cards should guide you. But
That's true.
Wait, now hold on. Is there actually a key? Like, is there a real key to the waffle maker? That's the piece
No.
I'm
it's
missing.
the key dick. It's like it's Kingdom Hearts. It's got a key
Yeah.
dick though instead of a.
I
I don't actually know.
I mean, like you said, the Dogecoin. Well, he's saying that he found it in his pocket, so maybe he printed it out.
I think I have a way out of this.
All right.
A, you distracted by trying to pay him off with the 100 Dogecoin.
Okay.
He doesn't know what that is.
It's a good
He
point.
just knows it might be money. He doesn't know. Then you
Yeah,
club him
that's-
over the head with a blue snowball. You get
These
the
are
fuck
sturdy. We are sponsored by, once again, after this question, let's reaffirm we are sponsored by Blue Snowball Microphones, bluemic.com. Thank you.
out. By the way,
the
the
best
level
mic
has
for
been
your
raised.
bludgeoning needs.
Yeah, the level has been raised, emailers.
Dude,
how you
KDZen, it was like, you know what it was? It was like KDZen was like waiting and waiting, and he was like, okay, fuck no. Like,
He only
these
does it
people
like
think-
once a month. You know?
Yeah.
This was like an Eminem came back on that Drake track. Like this was
Yeah.
Katie's Zen coming back,
It just comes back so hard.
and
Just
this
that
is his verse, and it's just a fucking bomb being dropped.
It took a whole day to write, apparently.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I mean,
And if bludgeoning with the snowball doesn't work, then you take the waffle mix and you throw it in his eyes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
And then
did you notice how many different ways he spelled waffle
Yeah.
waff with an-
correctly
All over
in
the
this?
place.
I mean,
the
it's
last
amazing.
the last one has an H in it, so I mean it's
All right,
a
so
silent.
he tweeted earlier today at 12:47 that he was writing his email question, and he emailed it in at 6:30 p.m. So, if you were wondering how long this genius
great.
takes,
Oh.
All right, guys. That is it. I'll be cutting
Wow.
that into a highlight. That is it for the KBMOD Podcast, episode 148. Big thanks to Jimmy Whisenhunt for stopping by. Come
Yes.
by anytime, sir.
Thank you, guys. My
As-
dream is real. Now I actually did something with KBMOD. I can wear the shirt and people won't give me shit. Like, why the fuck are you wearing that shirt, dude? I had a guy threaten me at PAX. He's gonna rip it off and just smash me in the face with a blue snowball.
Wow.
He actually said those words. No, he
Jesus.
didn't. Not at all. But yeah.
I think
wouldn't
people will
surprise me in
still
this
give you
community.
shit.
Yeah, I would have been like, oh, that's a
That's a
decent-
shirt for wearing that shirt because it's KB
our
mod.
community doesn't lack for passion.
No. I don't know.
Oh, but thank you for stopping by. We'll check in with H1Z1 when we're further along on that guy. And early access soon, guys, for that game. Make sure you follow all of us on Twitter. Jimmy at Jimmy Wiz. All the rest of our Twitters are on the screen except mine, which is probably
No,
at
they're not on the
KBMOD.
screen because we're on
No,
my
none of them
account.
are.
But
No one's-
Damn.
if you don't
Actually,
know
yep.
our Twitter accounts, then I don't
Yeah.
know. What are you doing?
At least follow me. I'm awesome.
Wow, what a plug.
To
Brandon
change the answer to the
Oh.
next to last question, it's Dan.
Yeah. Biggest. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out, guys, and we will see you next week.
Later.
See you guys.
Later, bros.
Boo.
Peace.
Yatta!